it up. TSM was probably the biggest story of the day. They came out with a very, very good earnings report, and their stock went up upwards of 10%. And their market cap, I know, is higher than this. This number is about a day old. And I'm sure overnight this is going to update, but the market cap should be, and maybe Google's updated it by now. Yeah, Google's got it at 923 billion. TSM is trying to get to, I don't know that they're trying, but the reality is they're probably going to get to $1 trillion if they keep going up in value. It was a very impressive earnings. They are growing their top line revenue. It looks really good. The stock's really worked for the past year. So the semiconductor space really took off on the news, and semiconductor companies did well today. So this was the big news earlier. I thought the earnings were impressive, really high revenue growth. When you look at the quarter, the one small, area of concern is they did have lower revenues a year ago. So when you're comparing the most recent quarter, they're comparing it to kind of a weak quarter they had a year ago. So it makes this number look even better as they leave these decreasing revenue numbers. They're going to start comparing against higher, more difficult numbers. So the revenue growth rate will look lower, and investors should expect that. Over time, we'll see if they can continue to grow the top line like they are. If they do, they'll get to that 1 trillion valuation, but we'll see if they can sustain that. The semiconductor market's just been incredible how much it's gone up. I've been an investor in semiconductors for a long time, and I thought it was great coming out of 2022, owning a few semiconductor stocks and watching them rise. Awesome. We got into 2023 and I felt like this isn't going to last. It's unsustainable. So at the end of 2023, I sold my Broadcom stock. I had owned TSM previous, like 2 years ago. I sold it before the big drop in 2022. And Broadcom really continued to go up. So I sold that again, but I left a lot of money on the table. There was a lot of money to be made on Broadcom, a lot of money to be made on NVIDIA, and of course on TSM. These have been excellent money makers for investors. So congratulations to those that own TSM, NVIDIA, Broadcom. Those have just been awesome stocks to own for the last 2 years. Become a paid member of the community. You can get really nice perks. Specifically, we're going to have our first workshop meeting this Saturday where we're going to get together, and it's going to be on a Google Meets call so we can talk through a valuation, talk through analyzing financials, and getting into valuations of companies in order to analyze companies that we are interested in. That's an example of one of the perks, as well as the investor call on Sundays that you would be invited to. So take a look. It'd be great to have you as a member, and there's details on the stream description that you can take a look at. So with that,